Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The Ascension Board of Adjustments is now called to order. My name is James Cecil. Excuse me. Roll call members, Mr. Brad Walker.
Here.
Mr. Howard Dalton.
Here.
Mr. David LeBlanc.
Here.
And Mr. Bryce Cox.
Here.
Who is not present tonight is Miss Kathy Desideer, who is sick, and also Mr. Alvin Madere. At this time, audience, please bear with us. We have to do election of officers. It shouldn't take long, so just bear with us a little bit on the agenda tonight. Any nominations for chairman?
I nominate our incumbent.
Second.
Any other nominations?
I move the nominations be closed.
Second.
I'd like to move that the chairman be elected by acclamation.
Aye.
All right. So be it. I'm chairman for 2007 now. For vice chairman, any nominations for vice chairman?
I nominate Howard Dalton.
Second. I'll move the nomination be closed.
Second.
Nominations are now closed. Congratulations, Mr. Dalton. On your. That's two people that just got in trouble if you don't know. Okay. Carrying on, this is a public comment period. This public comment period is if you're here to comment on a particular item on the agenda tonight, now is not time to do it. But if you would like to comment about how bad we are, how good we are, which never comes up, or anything that you think can improve Ascension Parish that you would like to bring forth as a public comment, now's your time to do it. No one? Public comment period is now closed. I'd like to have a motion for the acceptance of the minutes of the December 19th of 2006 meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Motion carries. Acceptance of the written decision for December 19th of 2006 meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Any opposition?
No.
Motion carries. Go ahead with public, excuse me, again. Public hearing considering the following variances. First on the agenda tonight is 1649.07, Lot 1 of Mr. Bourgeois for Jake Arvale, located on the west side of Bourgeois Road, approximately 1,250 feet north of Black Bayou Road. That little pink tablet that's on the side, please sign in and then approach the podium and state your name, please. I take it that you're not Jake.
No, sir, that's my son. My name's Cormel Averill. He had class tonight.
Oh, go ahead, ma'am. State what you're asking for.
I'd like to reduce the minimum front and rear setback from the property line, from the ditch,
Yes, ma'am.
front and the back of the mobile home.
Okay. Any of the board have any questions?
What's the reason for situating it at the back versus in the middle?
Because it's only 75 width and it's 105 long depth. And the trailer is 76 feet long.
So this trailer's sitting actually on your property, right?
Yes, sir, my son's property.
Any further questions by the board? I'm going to open up the public hearing.
This is just so I make sure I understand. It's on Bourgeois Road,
Yes, sir.
which it's in that subdivision right there.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. Looking at this map you're talking about, which one?
It should be in the Gussie Bourgeois subdivision, I think.
Which one of those lots is it?
It's lot I.
Lot I?
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, lot I?
And we've got lot 1 on the agenda.
Within their number, that's probably the top.
Yeah, there's a typo.
It's lot I.
Okay.
Bryce, move your microphone over a little bit.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, I got that strange look from the back.
Okay.
Any other further questions, gentlemen?
I don't have any.
I'm going to, let's open public hearing.
So moved.
Public hearing.
Second.
Public hearing is now open. Anybody in the audience like to speak in favor of or against this young lady's request? No one? Close public hearing.
I'll move close.
Second.
Public hearing is now closed. Any further questions by the board?
What is on each side of it? I mean, like, are there homes on each side, or are there trailers on these lots?
When you're looking at, there's a home on the right, and there's a mobile home on the left situated the same way we want ours situated.
Okay.
Go ahead.
My main question I'm trying to figure out is, if this is Bourgeois Road, why is it more to the left here versus centered or turning this way?
It doesn't look at it. Even though it says like that, it's 75 feet that way, 105.
Yeah. But the trail is 76 this way, which you have 105 this way, right?
Right.
Right. But you only have 75 the
75.
other way. It's just drawn.
I know, but 75 the other way, but you're only, 16 feet wide here on the 75
I
one.
think I can answer your question. They're not asking for a variance on this side. They're asking me the variance here.
Oh,
and
here and here, the front.
Not on the side.
So this is considered the front here and the rear here. Now I understand.
Any further discussions or questions from the board? Do we have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to move this be approved as written. It's a small lot. They want to put a trailer on it, and the size of the trailer, size of the lot, that's the only way it can go.
Second.
Motion.
We got a lot of seconds.
Okay.
Any opposition? No opposition? So be it. Motion carries. Your variance is approved, ma'am.
Thank you.
Next on the agenda is 1650.07, track A1, A2, and A3, Green Bayou subdivision for Carl Keller. One of these days I'll get it.
Yeah, my name's Carl Keller. I was here back on September 26th to get the variance on Track A to be subdivided on A1, A2, and A3, and you granted that to me back then. The map back that I have here showed an existing 60-foot right-of-way off of Highway 74. So that's what I went by, and I wanted to put the 3 mobile homes center of each lot. Now I understand that I need 75 foot from the center of 74 to the first mobile home, and I'm asking for a variance of 15 foot. It's a highly visible area, and if I back that first one up, it's going to look a little strange being closer to that second one.
Any questions by the board members?
Yes, sir. I have a question. Looking at this survey map from General Engineering Environmental Companies,
Microphone.
which I don't see specifically a date on here. But even this map shows a 60-foot right-of-way off Highway 74. So my question is to Mr. Brock, what is, or do you know what the real right-of-way is off 74, and has it changed over the years?
No, sir, I do not know the right-of-way on 74, and I do not know if it changed over the
thank you.
years. No, sir.
Any further questions? I'm going to open up the public hearing.
Motion open public hearing.
Second.
Public hearing is now open. Anybody in the audience like to speak in favor of or against this gentleman's request?
Motion to close public hearing.
Second.
Public hearing is now closed. Any further questions by this board?
Now you're saying you're just looking for 15 feet for track A1. We have on here some A2 and A3 variances also. Is that correct? Is that just to really center the trailers because of the no build line and stuff?
Yes, sir. He has frontage on double frontage. One actually has triple frontage, I guess you could say, off of 74. But the two lots behind this lot, I guess you could say, have frontage on Deck Boulevard and Lewis White Road. And based on that, he would need to be so many feet from the center line of the road. And from the information that I have and what's out there, what's making the request, or what's the request, is what's written in the write-up.
Okay. So he'll be able to fit into these existing servitudes that's here too, also.
Yes, sir. That's correct. He would be out of those.
Mr. Bryce?
Is there access to the trailers, the one that's on 74? Is there access to Highway 74 right there, or do they have to come in from Deck Boulevard or Lewis White Road?
No, sir. They access off of Deck Boulevard. All three do.
Okay, so there's nobody turning in or out from Highway 74 straight into that lot?
No, sir. And I can say with the existing mobile homes that are out there, he's in line with the ones that are out there.
So where they're at now is where they're going to stay?
Yes, sir.
Is that where mainly
Yes,
they're supposed to be?
Right.
That's correct.
Any further questions? No further questions? Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve as is due to the irregular three-sided, three roads on each side, make it difficult to position it.
Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any opposition? No opposition. Motion granted. Sir, your variance is approved.
Thank you, sir.
Next on the agenda is zoning 1651.07, Lot 11, Block 4 of Bayou Estates. And it's located on the east side of Tracy Street, approximately 450 feet south of Penny Street. Do you have that? I'm fumbling here. I got it. Go ahead, sir.
My name is Charles Guy, and I'm asking for a variance on this storage shed at the rear of the home. The normal rear yard setback calls for 20 foot, and as you can see, the backyard's not very large. They have about 27 or so, 27 and a half feet from the back of the house to the fence. And if I observed that, it'd be probably within about 5 foot of the house, which I think is kind of close, and it wouldn't make the yard as functional for me. And I've already observed they have a servitude already in the back where the fence is located. In front of the servitude, and behind that is a 7.5 foot servitude, which is provided for the utilities. And then there's another servitude in the land behind me, which is undeveloped. But if you could see to give me this variance, I think the rear yard of this yard would be much more functional for me rather than having it so close to the house, and I think it would be safer as well.
Before I have the board ask any questions, I got a question. Is this shed already built, sir?
No, sir.
Is the slab poured for this one?
It's not going to be a concrete slab. It's going to be a wood
metal
frame.
building?
A wood frame, with metal side and maybe vinyl on the front.
Okay. Any questions by the board?
Sir, I see that you're asking for I don't see a subdivision. I don't see a plat map of your property showing a 20-foot setback from the line. Is that a subdivision restriction that you have, or how did this 20-foot figure come about?
If I recall, this gentleman told me that the rear yard requirements were usually 20 foot, and without the servitude, it's 35 foot. And I'm already observing a servitude, so that leaves me 27.5 foot. So, since the building's 10 foot deep, like I said, if I observe the 20 foot, you can do the math. It'll work out to about 5 foot from the house, and that little bit of land between the house and the shed would be almost useless. It's not a very big yard to start off with, like I said. And besides, I think it'll be safe. I mean, if you're keeping solvents in the shed, you know, for your lawnmower or something, if it was to catch fire, it's that much closer to the house. I think it'd be safer to be further back as well.
Oh, definitely.
Motion to open public hearing.
Second.
Public hearing now open. Anybody in the audience like to speak in favor of or against this gentleman's request?
Motion to close public hearing.
Second.
Public hearing is now closed. Any further discussion or?
I have a question, Mr. Guy. Since you're not going to have it on cement slab, how are you going to have it on concrete block or?
I'm gonna use some concrete piers, and I'm gonna I'm gonna put a 12-inch cement into the ground and then a pier on top of that to support the frame.
Thank you.
Is there anything in the lot behind you?
No, it's all undeveloped land actually.
Yeah.
It shows a street and all. If you wanted to see this lot and block thing that I
Those
have.
lots would be accessed through Paul Street? From what I'm seeing here?
It's all behind my lot. It's all vacant land. It's undeveloped. And I have a plot plan if you'd like to see that.
Well, apparently it's showing some lots that will be coming then. Am I
and then
reading
the
that
other
right,
lots.
guys?
Yeah.
The other lot behind me that butts up to mine, they're back to back. It's supposed to observe a 7.5-foot servitude as well. So between the two of us, there'll be 15 foot between our fences. If they put up a fence too, I suppose in the future.
Is the fence
To get back there for the utilities.
Well, like I said, we didn't have a plat showing the servitudes.
If I can come up.
We didn't have a plat showing the servitudes, but that's okay.
Okay.
That's okay.
Any further discussion? Any further questions? Any motion?
I'll make a motion we accept the request as written.
I just have an issue. I'm pretty sure that's a drainage servitude back there, and we need to make sure that not even the eave of the building impinges into that drainage servitude.
That's correct.
Okay. Do I need to include that in the motion?
Yeah.
Yes,
please.
Okay. I'd like to make a motion that we accept the variance as written, provided that the eaves of the building do not impinge or hinge on the servitude or the drainage or any servitudes that are there.
Okay.
Is this acceptable?
The airspace and all that's acceptable.
Is that acceptable?
Yeah. Sure.
Okay, just make sure that the eaves don't go over the servitudes.
We have a motion and we also have a second. Any opposition? No opposition. Motion carries. Your variance is granted, sir, with that special condition that the eaves are not to impinge onto the servitude.
Thank you.
Next on the agenda is 1652.07, Lot 2 for Rodney D. Russo, located on the west side of Molaire Road, approximately 440 feet south of Gold Place Road. Both of us. Morning.
Good morning. My name is Rodney Russo. I'm here to ask for a variance to allow secondary residence on the property that I own. It's a non-immediate family member for me.
Excuse me. All cell phones must be turned off, please, sir.
I thought I had it on.
That's okay. We make mistakes too.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead, sir.
I have about an acre of land that I want to have a secondary residence on.
Okay, the secondary residence will be under construction, or what is it?
It's already set up. It had a trailer on it at one point in time before, and when I bought the property, I merged the two lands together as 1 acre for myself. But now I'd like to add. It's got a telephone pole and a septic tank already there.
Any questions by this board?
Who would occupy this trailer?
This Vicky Henry. It's a
This is a
non-immediate
family member?
No, it's a non-immediate family. It's not a family member. It's a friend of mine.
And obviously her name's Vicky. All right, I'm going to open up public hearing.
Motion to open public hearing.
I'll second that.
Public hearing is now open. Anybody in the audience like to speak in favor of or against this gentleman's request? Close public hearing, please.
So moved.
Second.
Public hearing is now closed. Any further discussion or questions?
We don't really have a lot as far as a map other than an old lot map. Is there anything that you can tell me about this lot, like what you have on it now and what's going on?
I have a 4-bedroom house on half of the acre,
Okay.
and the other half it's developed for a trailer use. It was my parents' home, and they both passed, and we converged both of them.
Is this going to be a permanent situation on the person living in the back? Or living
It's on the side, actually.
It's on the side?
Yes, sir.
And so this is a permanent situation?
Yes, sir.
How large is it? So it's lot 2. I'm assuming lands by what you have drawn here and highlighted.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and how large is lot 2?
It's an acre. It's a little over an acre.
It's 1 acre, so we don't have a density problem there.
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay.
Well, actually, we do have a density problem because it's 1 lot versus 2 lots.
No, the density per acre is 2 units per acre in a rural district, which just falls in.
1 unit per half acre or whatever.
Then that
So
goes
if you
again,
got
that's
an acre,
contrary to the council's thing where we talk about immediate family members on the same lot. Therein lies the problem.
Right.
That's the request that he's making. Yes, sir.
He's wanting us to waive the variance.
Well, I understand. I just want to make sure that everybody else understands.
Why would it not go through like a subdivide type thing?
Because at this time, he's not making that request. And plus, with that, he would have to have, and I'll see if he would have it.
So if we grant the...
I don't know where, and I'm not saying, I don't know where his house is comparison to where the lot is. If he could actually do that and cut it in half, the house may be in the middle or something, I'm not sure.
The house is to the far left of the acre. It's actually wider than it is deep, so my house is on the left half acre, and the right half acre is what's set up for a trailer already.
My thought is the better thing to do would be subdivide this property, then he's got 2 lots that are rural and there's no variance needed, and he still owns the land.
So what's the density normally in that conservation?
It's not. It's in a rural district. It would be 2 units per acre, the minimum of 200 foot of frontage, and 20,000 square feet.
Okay, it's in rural. It's not conservation.
That's correct.
Okay, I'm sorry. I apologize for that.
Any further questions or discussions?
So you said the frontages needs to be, if we would split it 200 feet each? Like if he would split it in half? And he's only got 268 total?
It'd have to be 100 foot frontage. I'm sorry. I don't know. It would be 100 foot of frontage and 2,000, 100 by 200. But I think, like I said, I don't really know where his house falls in here, if it would work or not. I know he says all to one side, but I'm not sure. I don't have anything to show that.
You're planning on renting this property, or is it just going to be there free gratis?
It's still going to be my property.
No, are you going to rent to her, or are you just going? Is it just going to be?
No.
She can stay there for
She's
free.
just
Before you
staying
make
there
a
for
statement,
free.
ma'am, you have to sign in.
No, she's going to be staying there for free. She has a 13-year-old handicapped daughter that my wife is going to help her with. And it'd be much easier for her to help if she's right there by us.
Go ahead, ma'am. Go ahead.
Like you said, I'm Vicki Henry, and I've been friends with Rodney and Cindy for a very long time. And she helps me now with her, and I do need help, and I'm recently separated, so I'm going to be a single parent with a couple of kids, and she's one of them, which I need a lot of help with her. So.
I can understand that. Yes, ma'am. Any further discussion? How about a motion? Because public hearing's already closed.
I'll make a motion to accept the variance as needed due to unique circumstance.
Due to
unique circumstance of the person moving into the
and accept
second
as
property.
written.
Accept as written.
Do we have a second?
I'll have to second that. I don't like it, but because of the hardship situation, so I'll second it based on the hardship presented.
Thank you.
Okay, gentlemen, we got a motion and a second. Do we have any opposition? No opposition? Motion carries. Variance is granted, ma'am. And good luck. Next on the agenda is lot C, D, and E. Kind of missing this one. For the estate of Sterling, Ronnie, and Gary Abear, located on the north side of LA 74, approximately 800 feet east of Casey Road. I catch everybody. There's three of y'all. Go ahead, sir. Whoever wants to speak first, that's fine.
Okay, I'm John Abear. We're applying for a variance of adding an extra 5 foot on each side of the property and a 10 foot in the back.
You said your name is John?
Yes, sir.
Any questions or discussion by this board at this time?
Where is this exactly located? Between the car wash and the metal building?
The marble building, yes, sir. The existing properties are 5 foot off the property line. And we were just going to gain a little extra space for a fence. Use the building as per a fence around the property.
Any further questions? If not, I'd like to go ahead and open up the public hearing.
So moved. Second.
Public hearing is now open. Anybody in the audience like to speak in favor of or against this gentleman's request? Step forward, please, sir, and go ahead and sign in on the tablet and approach the podium and state your name.
I'm Brian Hydell. I own a car wash next to it.
Okay.
I just, for about 3.5 months now, I owned it. And I just don't feel that they should be asking for 5 more feet, because it's going to box me in, because my property's long and narrow, and I'm going to be like in a alley if something builds on the other side, too.
Okay.
This is not built yet what they want. They know the size of their property. I feel, they can adjust to it.
Okay, you're saying it's a safety hazard. Am I
And a safety
catching-
hazard, yes.
Okay, because of the car wash.
Yes.
Any further comments?
I just oppose of them getting 5 more feet because of that.
Okay,
I have a question for this gentleman.
go ahead.
Sir, if they built a 8-foot wooden fence along the property line, which they're entitled to do, what would that do to you? The same thing, correct?
Probably so.
Okay. And you can't stop a wooden fence. It's just not a structure.
That's right.
Just want you to think about the wooden fence scenario, because they can certainly fence it.
Yes. But I just want on record I oppose it.
Okay.
5 more feet.
Okay, thanks, sir. Anybody else in the audience like to make a statement? Please come up, sign in, and approach the podium and state your name, please, sir.
Mr. Chairman, while he's doing that, can I ask Lance?
By all means, go ahead.
Lance, the way it's written up right there in the staff comments. Excuse me, 1 second, sir. The way that it's written up under staff comments, it says that the minimum rear setback in line is 15 feet. And it says that he's trying to go 10 feet from the property line, so shouldn't it be...
It's 5.
It's 5? So it's just kind of written up wrong? Okay. So he's trying to go 5 feet from the rear.
5 feet in the side and 5 feet in the rear.
5 feet on both?
On both
is where he's
sides.
trying to get to?
Yes, sir, that's the
Okay.
request. 5 on each side and 5 in the rear.
Okay. Thank you. I just want to make sure.
Yes, sir. I
I
just
kept
saw
getting
that.
confused the way I was reading it. I was going like, there's something not adding up here.
State your name, sir.
Eric Bonet. I own E&S Marble, the marble shop right next door. I have no issues or what have you. The only concern I have is the drainage part. I don't know if they're going to elevate the property or what have you, but I don't want the water to fall on my side. because the last time there was an addition done on the building on the side of me, and what happens is all the water holds. There's no place for it to drain, so the only request that I would even ask for them would be to compromise with me. I have no problem taking the 5 foot, that no problem. It's just the issue of the drainage, because the water does not drain to the back, it drains to the front, to 274. And that's all I have to say about it. So just for them,
I'm going to give them a chance to answer your question,
And that's fine.
because I'm going to give them a chance for a rebuttal on both issues.
Okay.
Sir, did you say, I'm looking at the plat map here, and you're ENS Marble?
That is correct.
Okay, all right, I
Yes,
see
sir.
where you're at now.
And that's it.
Okay,
Thank
any
you.
board member have any questions for this gentleman before he's seated? Okay, thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you.
Anyone else in the audience like to speak in favor of or against these gentlemen's request?
Motion to close public hearing?
No, I'm going to let him have a rebuttal during the public hearing.
My question was along drainage anyway.
Okay.
Before you do,
Go ahead.
Jim, I just want to find out the first gentleman that came up.
Yes.
What was his name? I'm trying to figure out. He's on the other side.
Mr. Brian Hydell.
He's on the.
So this is his on the
Oh.
other side from the marble shop. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
Owner of the car wash.
I just want to make sure I had which one's where. Okay.
Sir, I'm asked that, kind of limit your time. I'll usually give about maybe 5 minutes worth of rebuttal, and please be specific to the questions. I think it's necessary that you answer the questions or the public needs. So at this time, go ahead and do your rebuttal.
I didn't introduce myself. I'm Sean Hebert, John's cousin, but I understand their concerns. The car wash, I agree with the gentleman up here as far as like a fence. There is a 75-foot, that we have to come off the center of the road, so it's not going to be a box effect in the front. There's a house on the right side of the car wash, so there's no building, so to speak, built, so it wouldn't be like a box effect to me. In that regard, as far as the drainage, we have kept that in consideration. There's a ditch that runs along 74, so any dozer work or any construction done, the land is going to be tapered down to the front, so the water will drain off on each side. So we have thought about that as well.
So it was in a consideration for the.
Yeah, we have already talked about that, and when we, go to do the work on the property, we are going to make sure that we don't have any standing water between us and the marble place or the coal wash.
I think that's generally the concern of a lot of people is drainage.
Oh,
So,
yeah. Well, yeah.
As contractors or as regular landowner, you got to keep that in consideration, especially being in southern Louisiana. Mr. Brad, you had a question.
Yeah. Do y'all have a drainage plan done by engineers?
We're working on that with McLean and Associates.
Okay. Because once we reduce it down to 5 on the sides, that's going to be a small ditch if there's any. So you're saying the whole concrete, everything's concrete?
Our 5 plus the 10 feet, right. It's going to be a narrow area, but the water already right now drains toward the front, so I don't think it's going to be a problem. So
The whole property is not going to be 100% concrete. All the roads in between the buildings are going to be rocks, where we can have water go through the rocks.
Yeah,
Well, but see, the problem with that is that's today. If it gets concreted tomorrow, now we have an issue where you've got complete 100% runoff with no drainage retention. And that's very important out here, because you really should not be shedding the water from your property to your neighbor to the public ditch along 74 is one thing, but to dump it on your neighbor is another issue, as the one gentleman in the back had the concern with.
Right.
And that's my concern.
Well, actually, the buildings are going to be on the perimeter of the property, so any water that's within that facility is going to drain to the front. You got 2 buildings. You got buildings that run around the whole side, both sides of the property, and in the back. So any water contained in the center of that is going to be on us, so to speak.
Okay. Mr. Lance?
I just want to say, before a building permit will be issued, we'll have required him to submit plans to our ERA, to our engineer review agency, and he'd have to address any comments that he has. And so he'll have to show that what he's doing there is not going to impact any the property.
Thank you, Mr. Lance. Does that kind of, Mr. Brad, does that kind of...
Yeah, I understand the drainage side. It'll do, they'll take care of the drainage. I just think it's a lot larger area for not having for having that whole area there go straight to the front. So the only other thing I was worried about, I'm not having any problems with on one side and the rear side. It is the car wash side that kind of bothers me a little bit, being 5 feet. Due to that car wash is turned long ways, so therefore the only way to see in that car wash, because we just had a car wash come up not too long ago, and the reason they say they face it that way is a safety issue. Now, we allowed it to go sideways because it was facing the highway. Yeah, so if a sheriff's officer runs by, they can see who's in those stalls. This is going to only block that even further. You know, I understand an 8-foot fence, but when you're talking about a 12-foot or so building, there's a difference that makes it hard to see into that area.
Which one of the lots is the car wash on, please?
It's on that Brian Hydell side.
Okay.
Actually, which would be not the entrance side, but the other side of the development.
Development.
Right.
It's on Brian Hydell's lot.
Of the part marked Herbert.
Yeah, it's on Brian Hydell's lot.
It's on the one that's penciled into his lot.
Right.
That's my understanding, correct?
Okay.
This is where the car wash is.
Right here.
Yeah. Okay, we're all on the same page. Just saying it differently.
If you're coming from Airline on 74 toward the car wash, you can see through every stall.
Right.
Now, if you're coming from, say, our shop, Abear Steel, if you're coming back the other way, because of the building line 75 feet off, you know, you could probably see, you know, at least 2 of them, you know, or maybe 3, depending on, you know, I don't know. I hadn't driven it or put a mark on it, but coming from Airline, you can see all the stalls.
Brad, the difference I think with this petition versus one we had before was the one that came to us before. It was the owner of the land that wanted the variance because he was putting a car wash in, and he wanted to position it in a certain way.
Right, I understand that, but I know this car wash, and it's not. I don't know if the trailer's still back there, but it wasn't exactly the best trailer and the best crowd that was back there in the trailer beforehand. Right. So that would only get worse if nobody could see that trailer, you know, that area back there. So that's why, and technically for y'all, that would be a security concern in that back corner, you know, of the building if you're butting right in it and you don't even have a fence. So that just takes the saw cutting into the back of one of the mini storage and you have everything in there. So that's just my only concern about putting it that close, you know. They may eventually want to put a fence there. This would probably say no, they'd have to put the fence on the property line. So, I mean, that's just some concerns I'm thinking about. That's all.
Go ahead and close public hearing, please.
So moved.
Public hearing is now closed.
Second.
Any further discussions or questions anybody has at this time? If not, I'd like to have a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to move this be approved as written with the assurance from Mr. Brock that the associated drainage concerns will be handled in due course by the parish.
Do we have a second? We have a second. Any opposition? No opposition? Motion carries. Variance is granted, sir.
Thanks.
Next on the agenda is 1654.07, Lot 12. That's the village subdivision. It's located on the west side of Rue Village, approximately 600 feet north of Village Gardens Avenue.
This is a T-turnaround. Are we all working on an ordinance to resolve this T-turnaround issue?
Well, I was going to bring it up without later on during. I mean, I wasn't going to take up the public time, but yeah, thank you.
My name is E.R. Pete Ellaby.
I'm sorry, sir?
E.R. Pete Ellaby. Pete's a nickname.
Okay. Go ahead, sir. What are you requesting?
I'm asking for a variance. They got on the right side of this lot, there's a 35-foot servitude. I'm encroaching at 1 foot 9 inches with the corner of one of the garage.
Oh.
And the houses, to get this decent house on that lot, we had to we couldn't get the garage in there without encroaching that 35 foot. So we're asking for a variance on that corner.
2 foot 9 inches.
What I did is I added that overhang on it, so
Yeah.
that's what I did.
And that's
sir.
2 foot 9 inches.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for doing it.
Yes, sir.
So does
I don't think this is a servitude. That's a building setback line.
Yeah, it's a setback line.
Whole
Yes,
lot
sir.
of difference.
Right, it is a setback.
Is it a setback?
Yes.
Okay, what is the setback?
Yeah, see?
now would this put your house in line with the house that's on lot number 11? Is there one on 11?
Yeah, I'm going to build lot 11 too on that lot. Well, I don't own it, but I'm going to be the builder on it.
So like if I look at lot 10, 11, 12, is that house going to be straight on the front, or are they going to be kind of like even?
Should be.
Okay.
Any further questions? If not, I need to open up public hearing, please.
So moved.
Second.
Public hearing is now open. Anybody in the audience like to speak in favor of or against this gentleman's request? Please step up and sign in, please, sir. Yeah.
My name is Ralph Daigle, and I'm one of the residents of that subdivision. It's an age-qualified subdivision, and for most of us in that subdivision, this is probably going to be the last place that we live. And in talking to the other residents, they had hard decisions to make, and so did we, about which lot to choose. We're bordering Highway 42 where the traffic is tremendous and loud. And from what I understand, before we moved out there were four-wheelers running through there. They were going over the berm to the pampas grass, and the police were called out there numerous times, and they finally got it stopped. There's foot traffic along Highway 42 where people can easily go into the yard and do whatever they want. It's transit traffic. I am strictly against moving that berm. This was part of our decision in deciding what lot we wanted, because we didn't want to get any near Highway 42 and the dangers that we might have expected. So with all the hard decisions that we had to make and the sacrifices, we didn't get the bill where we wanted to. I don't think that it's fair whenever you have two lots remaining to come in here and change things when the rest of us had hard decisions to make about all this. I think it should stay like it is. I think the berm shouldn't be disturbed. It's a barrier for the noise. It's a barrier for transient people, and also with the pampas grass. That helps some. So I am strictly against changing anything in this subdivision. That's the way it's been. We have, someone would have to tell us how many lots we have there. Lance, do you have? We have 40 lots, 45 lots, and as I understand, there's only 2 or 3 left. And I think this gentleman is proposing that now we change the specs. And I'm strictly against it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Anybody else in the audience like to speak in favor of or against this gentleman's request? Please sign in and state your name, please, sir.
My name is James Cooper. I live at 17187 Rue Village. It's the other end of the street from the area that is before you tonight. My question to the builder is, we have a T intersection on both ends of the street. 3 houses have been built, 2 at the south end, and then 1 house has been built at the north end. And the garage driveway entrance on all 3 of these lots that are already developed goes straight into the property. It's like a courtyard. My question to the builder, is there going to be a variance on the driveway? Is it going to be orientated like all the other driveways? And probably, too, also what size of a house is he building that he needs this extra room? The square footage of the house is what I'd like to know.
Okay, sir, I'll give you an opportunity. Thank you. Anybody else in the audience like to speak in favor of or against this gentleman's request, please sign in up here and then approach the podium and state your name.
My name is Ed Rome, and I live in the village. And my house is on lot 9, which is the last house that's built. The next 3 lots, which this gentleman or whoever he represents, owns. And I am very familiar with what goes on Highway 42. It doesn't matter what time of night I'm out there or on my patio, it's like downtown Houston. And if he comes in there and knocks this mound down, you know, we got mounds at the end, and this grass or whatever you call it, it's livable right now. And I didn't know this before I moved in, and I sunk $250,000 in his house, and now he wants to come and lower my property value by doing this. And I'm totally against the thing. I just wanted to express my views on that.
Okay, thanks, sir. Anybody else in the audience? If there's, I'm going to stop it right now. Come on up and sign in, sir, by all means. But if there's any more that want to sign in, now's the time to do it. And we'll go ahead and get everybody, kind of expedite this a little bit.
My name is Roy Hernandez, and I live at 17170 Root Village. And I'm living on the south end of the, on north end of it. Opposite end of where he is, and I'm strongly against any any variance on this. When I went and purchased this lot and had a house built there, we was told that everything was going to be in accordance with the plan and the plat that Roy Domain had done. And then at the same time, 3 lots were sold to whoever, and now he wants to change it, and I'm strongly against any change. This is a beautification point on that end of the street. They got pampas grass, and it's being taken care of by the association within the village. So I'm against any change whatsoever, any variance. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. No one else? Okay. I'm going to give you, like I said, I'm going to give you a chance to rebut or maybe answer a few questions if you'd like.
Okay, I'll be glad to answer any questions anybody have. First of all, we're not going to be within that berm area at all. The pampas grass that they calling about, we're not going to touch that at all. We're going to still be, if it's 35 foot there now. We're only asking for 2.9 feet on one corner of the garage, where the garage is going to be. But it's not going to change the looks of the lots or the subdivision or anything. In fact, you won't be able to tell it by the time the house is being built.
Okay. We have any further questions about this? I have some. By all means.
Sir, I'm looking at the final plat of the village at Willow Lake. And as I understand it, the common property area dedication by the developer is there at the entrance to the subdivision off of Ronald Road on both sides of the entrance, and to the south side of the subdivision where there's some water retention. Are you familiar with this area?
I don't understand exactly what you're talking about. You're talking about the entrance?
I know what the entrance is. Sir?
No, I don't.
Okay, on the plat that we have.
Sir, could you approach, please?
On the plat that we have in front of us, off of Ronald Road, if I'm interpreting this correctly, and everybody look at it with me, the shaded area, according to the legend here, there's common area on both sides of the entrance to the subdivision, which is Village Gardner Avenue, or Gardens Avenue. And there's a common area at the south end called Track CP1. That's the only common areas of this subdivision, unless I'm misreading this. My point is, where I'm going to this is, one gentleman mentioned that the association has been taking care of the pampas grass and such things down here on lot 12. Is Lot 12 common property?
No.
For the subdivision? So that's a separately held lot, and they were doing this out of the goodness of their heart?
Yes, sir.
I don't see any restrictions here that say that you can't, if you didn't even want to build on it, I don't see anything that says you couldn't just make that land just flat as a pancake if you wanted.
And it is flat, except with it on one side of it, probably the last 5 or 6 feet, they got that pampas grass path, plus it's got a berm about 5 feet tall.
But I see no restriction that requires anyone to keep that there on this plat. If it was common land, then the subdivision would more or less have ownership of it as an entity. But as private land, I see nothing that requires you to keep that berm there. Legal, do you know of anything about that?
No, I don't.
But I'm not going to touch that berm anyway.
Well, I know that's out of the goodness of your heart, but there's no requirement that it has to be there, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Are there any protective covenants that the homeowners present are aware of, or you, Lance?
No, sir. It states in here that there are restrictions. So I'm sure there are restrictions. And if the berm itself is covered in the restrictions, I'm not aware of.
Nor does it govern them.
Yeah, but how you govern them if you don't have any, like, footage and all that stuff?
No.
I mean, there's no footage or anything on that side other than a 35 build line.
Subdivision restrictions are private covenants.
That's private entity.
Right.
We don't cover that.
I have a question.
Go ahead, sir.
How many homes have you built in this neighborhood?
This will be the first one.
This will be the first one. So you have those 3 lots that you plan on building homes on, that you bought those 3 lots. Because I think it was Mr. Hooper, said that there was houses built on, there's not a house built on 42 down there on either one of those 2 corner lots, if I'm correct. He said there was 2 houses built on the south end. The other end, that there was a house on it. Am I correct, Mr. Hooper?
No.
Mr. Hooper? Cooper. I'm sorry, sir. Am I correct, Mr. Cooper? You said on the south end there was a house on each corner?
Lots 35.
That is correct.
Okay, and on the north end, next to the property in question, there's none on the T-turnarounds at this point?
There's one on the east side of the T-turnaround.
So lot 13, there is a house.
Yes. 13, there is a house.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Cooper. Now, sir, do you have, is this house the same square footage as those houses, or do you have any way of knowing that?
My real estate lady gave me the information. She said most of them run around 1,800 square feet, and that's what this house is going to be.
It's going to be 1,800 square feet with the garage and all?
Living area. No, living area.
Living area.
I think it's 2,600 on the roof.
On the roof.
Lance, would you happen to know if there was ever a variance for lot 13?
No, sir, I don't. No.
He wouldn't have that information in front of him anyhow.
But to answer your question, those 3 lots are going to be the last 3. Everything else is either built on, complete, or under construction.
I understand.
And you can understand these individuals that's come up and made comments. You
Very
can
much
understand
so.
their concern, and of course we do too. And
Yeah, well, I'm concerned too.
That's
You know,
why
I don't
we're
wanna go
kind
in on
of
bad
asking
terms to
questions.
start with. But like I say, we're not going to interfere with that berm at all.
Now, is this,
We're glad it's there too.
is this house for you or for sale?
No, it's going to be for Mr. Gerald Beauregard.
Okay.
Mr. Bryce, you had a question?
One more question for Mr. Cooper, please. Mr. Cooper, approximately what size is your house? And would you know approximately how many square living feet there are in the other homes in that neighborhood? Just an average? I mean, is 1,800 an average in that neighborhood?
That's probably an average. I think mine is about like 1864.
Okay. Yeah.
And these houses are built on a 0 lot line basis. And, you know, I think the question we probably need to ask too is he staying within the 0 lot line restrictions or specifications that are in the plat?
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Cooper.
Any further questions?
That's all I have.
Okay. Let's go ahead and close.
Motion to close public hearing?
Second.
Public hearing is now closed. Any further discussions or questions from this board?
Yes. We've had this come up in the past and granted variances because of the T-turn.
Yes. Yes, it's going to be.
Yeah, but
it's
this is a
being
different
addressed.
circumstance than what we've had before. Before it's been like from front to the street, like they want to push it further back. This is the first time that it's more of a side and a no build line situation than for this. Usually T-turnaround affect the front, in other words, so all of them line up together.
Right.
You know, this is a side type thing, not a front. But I mean, I still think it's only
And yes,
3
we
feet.
got-
I don't
we
think
got
it's going to make on a front corner.
Right. Well, my question is to Jim and perhaps O'Neill and Lance is that the pending I hesitate to say legislation, but the parish council is looking at making a permanent. Is that going to impact on what we're talking about here in this discussion, or a totally different T-turn problem?
In this particular situation, no, sir, because it's a zero. He's asking from the center line of the street.
Okay.
And because it's a state highway.
Okay.
Now this will be a different situation than we usually deal with.
So they're not going to address this type of T-turn situation. Okay.
No. That's why this one's unique.
You know, I think too, it's in his best interest not to do anything to berms, because I don't know anybody that would want to buy the house that had it flat ground the Highway 42.
Well,
I mean,
well, that's not.
And I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. Okay, I think it would be in their best interest to leave that there. But as Howard pointed out, there's no restrictions or anything saying that it has to be there. I also think that the having a house there would benefit that noise factor, you will, if the cars and stuff going down 42, these other lots, the gentleman that came up for lot, I think it was 9, I think it's going to help his noise factor by having a house between him and 42, if anything else. My only concern is down Highway 42 right there, which is, and I'm trying to get a feel for, I know they have on the plat itself, they have the little inlay, the vicinity map, is that we're not, and I know we're only talking about 1.5 feet, 2 feet here or whatever, is it going to block or pose any safety hazards for the traffic coming down 42 there?
There is no ingress or egress on 42 from that subdivision. It was part of the, they cannot ingress and egress on 42.
Well, and I saw that. Thank you. I saw that. I'm just concerned because 42 has a lot of turns and things in it. So I just want to make sure that we're not imposing a safety hazard on vehicles going down 42. That was my only concern. I know they can't turn in from there, but
If anything, it'd be a higher sound buffer, and I agree with you there.
Right. I think it'll be a higher sound buffer for some of the other residents there, so I don't see an issue there.
Okay, any other further discussions? Do we have a motion on the floor?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to move this be approved as written. I've heard the concerns about the berm of the neighbors in the area, but this is not protected by being common lands. Anybody can do anything they want with it. I agree with Mr. Cox that this will actually reduce the sound because it will offer a higher level of sound wall than a berm would. It's basically the corner of the driveway or the garage will impact the 35-foot building line off of Highway 42. So I would like to make the motion this be approved as written because it allows the best possible use of Lot 12 to build on, offers no public safety hazard, and appears to meet all the other requirements that I'm sure the parish will ensure that are properly adhered to.
We have a second. All right, Mr. Cox has seconded. Any opposition? No opposition. Motion carries. Variance is granted, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Next on the agenda, we're in old business right now. It's 1639.06, Lot 1, Track B, DS Campsites for Gwen Decker. Excuse me, can y'all exit quietly, please? Thank you. Exit quietly, please. Yes, please, sir. Go ahead and sign in. Just walk around him. 39.
Good evening, gentlemen. My name's Lanny Pino.
Excuse me, who are you?
Lanny Pino, L-A-N-N-I-P-I-N-O. Here for asking for a variance. I'm building a residence for my sister on K Drive, and the problem is that the lot is not wide enough to place the residence, I guess. So if y'all, the K Drive itself is about 14 feet wide. In talking with Mr. Lance, it has a 30-foot servitude on it. In order to place it, if I was to place it 55 feet from the center of the road, it would be on the river, on the river's edge. What I'm really asking to do is to place my sister's residence the same distance off of the road as my neighbor's residence, which I have a color map. I think y'all have a black and white map.
Yeah, that's fine.
So that's basically what I'm asking, is to be able to place the house at the same distance as my neighbor's house, which his is 30 feet from the center line, which is typical for that type of scenario back there.
Is K Drive the same thing as Brenda May?
Yes, sir.
Street?
It was Brenda K.
Oh, Brenda K. Oh.
Yeah. The legal description of Brenda K. Street sign says K Drive.
Oh, K Drive? Okay. Let me ask a quick question.
Yes,
who's Gwen Decker?
That's my sister.
Oh, that's your sister?
Yes, sir.
So you're actually representing her on
Correct.
building her from her property?
Correct.
I was a little confused there.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Do you know which lot number you're on?
It's actually not a lot. When Mr. Diaz developed this thing many years ago, Diaz Campsite, this is lot 1 is my neighbor. So my sister's land is like 3/4 of an acre, which goes all the way to the front.
On this one, come show me on this one. There's this big
Yes, sir.
long
Actually, I
one
have
here,
a
and then the
larger-
first one.
No, sir. We're on the left-hand side of that.
Track what? B.
So it's lot 1B.
Yeah, lot 1.
Hang on, and I may have said it right here.
Does this thing here? Yes, no?
Track B. I'm sorry, Track B.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So actually, this is lot 1 here. And this
Okay.
just shows my neighbor's house.
Okay.
You're part of Track B.
Yes, sir. This is her land.
I see it.
And we're putting her resident right there next to this.
So you're trying to put in line with the other one?
Yes, sir.
Is what you're trying to do with
That's
the
exactly
line there?
right.
Okay.
Let's open up public hearing.
Second.
Public hearing is now open. Anybody in the audience like to speak in favor of or against this gentleman's request?
You riding with me?
Go ahead, close public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Public hearing is now closed. I have to do it. Any further discussions by this board? Any
Motion to approve variance as written.
Second. Okay, any opposition? We have a motion and a second. Any opposition? No opposition? So be it. Variance is granted, sir.
Thank you. I apologize for missing the last meeting I was supposed to be. I was here.
Well, that's okay. That's okay. That's all right.
My bad. Thank you, sir.
We have a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion to adjourn. Any opposition? So be it. We are adjourned.
Gentlemen.